Okay, I want to talk about another book I just finished reading, which is Batman Face to Face. Cover's pretty cool, as you can see. Sorry about the glare. Hope you can see that pretty good. I don't think there's anything on the back. Oh, there it is. Batman and Tim Drake over here as Robin. So Batman, Face to Face. Yeah, once again, I thought this book was good. I do have some bad, though, which is, I usually don't point out the bad in my talks. But the art, I didn't like. At times, I did, but for the most part, I didn't like it. But it didn't take away from the story. I thought the story was pretty good. Actually, let me rephrase that. The story was okay. And I don't want to discourage anybody. When I say okay, it wasn't okay. It was like a movie that you see that's okay. It's not great. It's not going to get 4 stars. But it's a movie that, you know, is okay. You can watch it. You can watch it maybe over and over and over again. But it's not the greatest movie in the world. In this case, the greatest book in the world. But it is a good book. For me, the parts that I really liked in it was you got to see Killer Orca, who I like as one of Batman's villains in his rogue gallery. You got to see Great White, another villain who I really like the way they portrayed him in this book. He's in a cell and he's kind of orchestrating everything that's going on in this book. And it was deep. At the end, you know, Batman goes to see him, and he looks like the Black Mask, who's my favorite villain, in case you guys don't know out there. Hence the name, my username, in case you guys haven't figured that out. But anyway, Great White, he's regular, you know, human being. Well, I mean, his body is a regular human's body, but his face is almost like a skeleton, all white, with his teeth are filed down. It looks like a Great White's teeth. And he reminds me of a, I can't remember the movie, but there was a movie where the guy was in it. Well, it reminds me of a Jay-Z song. Jay-Z's like, he says, he's rapping, he says like, he's in a 6x9 controlling the house, which means he's like in his jail cell, but from in his jail cell, he's controlling everything that happens in the jail. And that's the feeling I got from Great White. He's in his cell and he can't get out. He's on lockdown, but he's orchestrating everything that's happening in the outside world. And it's cool. The book starts off with these villains are dying, but these B-list villains. And I hate to say that because in the book, I'm going to give it away, Ventriloquist dies. I'm not going to tell you how. It's really intense the way that they do him. But, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought now. Oh, a lot of B-list villains are dying. And one of them is Ventriloquist. Also in this book, there's a bunch of other villains that die. I can't remember their names. Sorry. There is also in the story, Two-Face is not really Two-Face. He's gotten plastic surgery, and with his plastic surgery, he's cured. And they portray him like a pretty boy in the book. Because Batman is not around right now. Batman, I'm not exactly 100% sure why he's not around. Stuff I've read online, excuse me, I'm sorry, is that he is retracing his steps, I believe, after No Man's Land, or it could be War Games, but I believe it's No Man's Land. But anyway, that's irrelevant. The point is, Batman's not around. Since Batman, Robin's not around, and Nightwing's not around, they're all together doing whatever they're doing. Harvey Dent has been controlling Gotham as this new crime fighter, you know. It's Harvey Dent as Harvey Dent was before he became Two-Face. So the plastic surgery, he feels he's cured, and he's rounding up the criminals. He's not doing it like as a superhero. He's doing it as a plain clothes, guy, wears a suit, brings people, arrests them, lets them go through the whole process, a jury, a judge, the whole thing. And it's bugged out because when Batman comes back, these villains that have been dying, it kind of looks like it's Two-Face who's doing it. And Batman really has... It's so funny because I didn't realize how much faith Batman had in Harvey Dent back in the days when Harvey Dent, before he was Two-Face, and even now, he wants to believe that Harvey Dent is not evil, and he wants to believe that Harvey Dent is a pure soul who wants to fight crime, that this tragedy of him getting dismembered, disfigured, has sent him over the edge. And that's not really Harvey Dent. That's a place in his life where he can come back from. And Batman always believes that in Harvey Dent. All the stuff that I always read about with Batman and Two-Face and Harvey Dent, you can see that Batman wants the old Harvey Dent back. Anyway, sorry to ramble on. When Batman comes back, he doesn't question Harvey, but he asks him like two friends, hey, listen, these murders are going on, and it's kind of looking like you. What's up? And once Harvey hears that, it kind of makes him spiral out of control, and he starts questioning his integrity and his motives, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But story's great. Art is a lot of villains in here. Not a lot of villains. I take that back. Yes, a lot of villains. A lot of B-list villains. That was nice to see. Killer Moth is in here. Poison Ivory's in here. I can't remember all of them. And also, great portray of Robin, Tim Drake, and Batman. Batman, confesses to Tim Drake, like, hey, listen, I love you. I have a love for you as a son, and I want you to know that you'll be taken care of. And I guess prior to this, he's kind of just been with Batman and fighting crime and helping Batman, but he tells him, like, look, I love you like a son. And, I don't want any harm to come to you, and whatever I can do to make your life as comfortable as possible, and for you to feel as secure as possible with our relationship as protector and and as a son relationship, I want you to know that that will never change, and that I'm here for you forever, and I hope that you stick around me, because you can feel how Tim Drake has changed Batman's life. Not that he gives him a sense of purpose, but he has to take care of this young boy. He's bringing him in, and he's trained him, and he's Robin, and he's he needs Tim Drake right now as much as Tim Drake needs him. Tim Drake's parents aren't around, and the relationship is really good between them. Can't say enough about it, and they have a teardrop moment in the book that was really good, and it made me see, like, Batman has a lot of different faces that he wears, and he, or masks, no pun intended, but it was nice to see him put on his fatherly mask and act as a father would act, or act as a decent human being would act. Not as Batman fighting crime, and not as Bruce Wayne maybe donating $1 million to Africa or something, I don't know. But as just a normal person caring for another person. So, yeah, if you come across it and you see it out there, Batman Face to Face, I definitely recommend picking it up. Excellent book. Don't let the art discourage you, because the story is excellent.